hidden among the ruins of a great dwarven fortress, the delusional flesh-eater courts have taken this glorious citadel as their own. Seeing hallowed halls and great imperial structures instead of the ruined reality of their home, the Ghoul Kings protect their walls with the savage ferocity only the deranged can muster. So when Lord Skreech Verminking and the Skaven clan scramble from their gnawholes and threaten their territory, the flesh-eaters are driven to attack. When Delusional Knight meets warpstone-empowered rats on the battlefield, only time will tell if any will survive the carnage.
Hello and welcome to Season of War. Tonight, Ridge and I have transported back into 2019 for a top meta matchup between the Flesh-Eater Torts and Skaven Tide.
Yeah.
So, former villains of the community, now everybody loves to play against these armies.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily, but
Close to
not
the bottom.
hated like they used to be.
That's right.
Other armies have taken their place.
Yep.
But it is going to be a fun game tonight, no matter what. Just quickly want to mention, terrain, printable scenery, all 3D printed files. You can check out printable scenery, link in the description.
Yep.
And then want to give a shout out to Lionel over at X Planet. That's where we did all our models. I'm literally there almost every day. I was there yesterday. I just put in another order today, picking up new stuff for all our vast number of growing armies. We're working hard to get more armies and more units on the table for you guys, so we don't have to run Archeon in every Chaos faction and stuff like that. So trust us, we hate it as much as you do.
Yep.
But otherwise, Ridge, do you want to jump in and take us through the mission?
Yeah, so we're playing Veins of Gur. It's similar to the old Star Strike, as you guys probably remember. So 2 to 6, it's on the left side. A 7, the comet comes in the middle, and then 8 to 12, it comes on the right. Starting of round 2, it comes in the middle, and then round 3 on either of our sides.
Nice.
And then everything else is the normal score 1, score 2, score more, and then battle tactics and grand strategies as usual.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty simple then, besides just waiting to see where the objectives come down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. But then just jumping into lists, as you can probably tell, I'm running the Flesh-Eater Courts, and I do want to give a quick shout out to our buddy Dayton. I'm playing his list tonight, so I've been talking with him a little bit. This is what he's been running with Flesh-Eaters. So hopefully I'll be able to dish out some damage and kill some rats today.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, big shout out to Dayton, my boy as well. I chat with him quite often.
Yeah.
Him, Tristan, and Bud do the Party at the All Points podcast.
Yep.
So also big shout out to them. Just super, super funny. You know, if you listen, go car ride. I always do it when I'm driving, like things like that. Like just, anywhere you get your podcast, Party at the All Points. They're awesome dudes and fellow Canadians.
Yes, sir. But then getting into the list itself, I have 4 heroes, a Dual King on Terrorgeist, Dual King on Zombie Dragon, normal Dual King, and then the Arch Regent. And otherwise, 2 units of 10 duels and a unit of 6 flayers. So not a ton of different units, but obviously some big heavy hitting ones.
Yep.
Soaking up all the points. And then I also do have the Chalice of Usharon and the spell, and the Emerald Life Swarm. So a couple endless spells. I'll have a couple casts throughout the game, so try to keep all my guys
lots of healing,
healthy and alive. Exactly.
Yep, makes sense. Yeah, cool. So I'm running something somewhat similar to what I run. I'm running Storm Fiends, and then if you don't have Storm Fiends, you're going either Rattling Guns or some other type
Usually there's either the Storm Fiends, the Warp Lightning Cannon, or both.
Yeah.
But neither tonight.
No, neither tonight. So I went something a little bit different. So I'm running for my heroes. I have the Greyseer on Screaming Bell, and then he's going to have the Skitter Leap, which is the teleport. This, I usually run as the Warp Seer, is actually going to be Skreech Verminking. So he's actually the name Verminlord. A lot of cool stuff. He's got a really cool War Scroll spell. And then he's just, a little bit different than just having the CP with the Warp Seer. And then the third is the Arch Warlock, who, one of the best heroes ever. And then he's got the Amulet of Destiny and the Overseer Destruction,
nice.
For the rerolls and the Rattling Guns.
Yep.
And then Battle Line, I have a unit of 10 Storm Vermin, 20 Clan Rats, a unit of 40 Clan Rats. Who are in deep striking, and then a warp grinder, which allows them to deep strike. And then I have 3 Rattling Guns in one of these units, if you could guess which one. And then a unit of 4 Rat Ogres, which, with the supplement, I think I've mentioned before, they're awesome now that they, give them +1 save and more wounds. And then a Doom Wheel, just something to use more warp power on, essentially.
Nice.
And then I went for the double battle regiment, so I got it down to a 2-drop. Cool. And my triumph is going to be the not running from Battle Shock one, because I think I was 15 or so points less. Yeah.
I was 20 under, you were like 35 under. And I was a 4-drop here with the battle regiment and command entourage battalions.
Yep.
Also, I didn't mention I am running blister skin today, so a little faster in this, and I have a
Teleport.
teleport, a couple different items and whatnot. So it's fun stuff.
Cool.
And as we said, you did outdraw me here, Ridge, so you don't have choice how the game starts.
Yeah, and I just feel like these dragons, you have so many ways to get into me. And feeding frenzy, getting in everything, I'm gonna take the turn and go first.
Okay, sounds good. So we will be jumping into Skaven Tide turn 1.
All right, let it begin.
The Skaven battle tactic is Ferocious Advance. The Arch Warlock fails heroic leadership, though the Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon succeeds. The Screaming Bell releases deafening peals, killing 1 ghoul. The Screaming Bell casts Mystic Shield on the Rat Ogres. The Arch Warlock uses a Warp Spark to cast more power, but still fails. The Screaming Bell casts Skittle Leap on the Arch Warlock. Skreech Verminking casts the Umbral Spell Portal. Skreech then casts the dreaded 13th on the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist, dealing 6 mortal wounds. The Arch Warlock casts Arcane Bolt. The Clan Rats Deep Strike along with the Warp Grinder. The Rat Ogres teleport between the gnawholes. The Arch Warlock uses Overseer of Destruction. The Ghoul King on Terrorgeist uses All-Out Defense. The first Rattling Gun overcharges, but deals no damage to the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist. The second Rattling Gun uses All-Out Attack and overcharges, dealing 4 damage to the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist. The third Rattling Gun overcharges and deals the final 4 wounds and just finishes off the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist. I hope Carl's watching. This is how you finish off a target. The Skaven achieve their battle tactic and kill a monster to score 3 points.
Okay, back from Skaven turn 1.
Yep.
At the end of the day, everything went to plan. Killed the Terrorgeist to the exact wound. So this is the thing with Skaven. If you can roll well on 2d6, then this is an army for you because it's all random. So their shots are 2d6 shots. If you overcharge it, it's double the number that you roll with a 2d6. If you roll double, they actually explode and die. But they still get to do their shots.
Yeah.
So I rolled an 8. Not double, a 9, not double, and then a 10, not double.
Yeah.
So very, very
as good as you can hope for.
Yes. Rolled pretty well, hits and everything through. You rolled really well with your saves as well. So I was a little shaky until the last gun went and I rolled the 10.
Yeah, you had 4 wounds left. You did 4 damage.
Yep.
And I had 4 chances to make one of my deathless
6
saves.
up, so that he would have survived. And Jordan proceeded to roll them one by one because that's the thing he does, and didn't get any. Yeah. So yeah, he went down. The Rat Ogres I kind of brought over here just for another charge. I was going to teleport the Doom Wheel, but I didn't get more of my warp power off. So again, it's so random with the 2d6.
Yeah.
So I got the Skreech's spell off, which did 8 mortals. You saved 2, did 6. So I summoned 6 clan rats there. The old dreaded 13. Nice. That was cool.
Yeah, that 6 mortal wounds is huge for. Otherwise,
he wouldn't be dead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was huge for taking him down.
And getting again with the portal, it's on an 8 too, so it's not the easiest spell. But I did also do his hero phase to give +1 to casting.
So he's at +2.
+2. Yep. So it's little things you can do that help with that.
Yeah, obviously not happy that he's dead. Knew that you would have a chance at them.
Yeah.
Because we're only 11 inches deep, I couldn't really avoid you shooting them, taking first and shooting them. tried to. So I was at -1 hit here because of the Eye of Hish.
Which is
So
huge.
that
I hit him
helped.
4s. So
Yeah. So, but with the reroll, obviously, that helps. But yeah, would have loved him to survive on 1 wound and then heal him back like 3d3 next turn plus more.
Yeah. I guess
even like 43.
He would have been like almost a full,
Yeah.
possibly, like with all of the healing. That's why I was originally going to go with the zombie dragon, but then like obviously you'd try to kill something with, against any death army, especially, Feck.
Yep. And now you store 2 points because there's no objectives on the field yet.
Yep.
But otherwise, we're going to be jumping into Flesh Eater Torts, turn 1.
Sounds good.
The Flesh Eater battle tactic is Ferocious Advance. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon uses their Finest Hour, and the Arch Warlock uses Heroic Leadership. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon casts Malefic Hunger. The Arch Regent casts Ferocious Hunger on the Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon. The Ghoul King casts Black Hunger on the Crypt Flayers. The Arch Regent casts Spectral Host on the Crypt Flayers. At the end of the movement phase, the Flesh Eater summon 10 ghouls, 1 Vargulf, and 3 Crypt Flayers. The Crypt Flayers scream at and kill 2 of the rattling guns. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon deals 4 damage to the clan rats. The Crypt Flayers use Forward to Victory and make their charge. The Rattling Gun uses Unleash Hell, overcharging and dealing 2 damage to the Crypt Flayers. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon roars at the Rat Ogres. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon attacks, dealing 16 damage to the Rat Ogres. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon uses Feeding Frenzy and attacks again, and the Clan Rats use All-Out Defense. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon finishes off the Rat Ogres and deals 8 damage to the Clan Rats. Wow, they're just ripping the rats to shreds. The Arch Warlock deals 4 wounds to the Crypt Flayers. The Crypt Flayers use all-out attack and kill 9 clan rats. The clan rats deal 1 damage to the Crypt Flayers. The Crypt Flayers deal 1 damage to the Arch Warlock. The clan rats use Inspiring Presence. The Flesh Eaters achieve their battle tactic, scoring 2 points.
Alrighty, so Flesh Eater Torts, turn 1. Slapping back as hard as I could. You obviously pretty big chunk out of my army, taking out my Terror Dice turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I did, I think a pretty effective turn. Everything I could hope for. Got all my spells off, which is big. I got my reroll Wound Aura. Got +3 attacks on the Ghoul King. Plus
massive.
1 attack on the Flayers. So between all those, obviously ended up doing a ton of damage.
Yep.
With the double pile in on the Ghoul King.
Yep.
On Zombie Dragon, a bunch of bites into the rat odors, chewed them down pretty quick.
Even with the 6 wounds, 4 up save, I had Mystic Shield, but still just...
And then split attacks on the second activation, tried to kill the last rattling cannon or whatever.
Yep.
Didn't hit it, and then you actually took out 8 clan rats with that activation too, so...
Yeah, the screams were, as we know, clan rats are 4 bravery, so it's like screaming at them. The rattling guns are also 4,
the flayers, even with the -2, just screamed off like...
Yeah.
The 6 guys, they only ended up rolling 2.
I think you rolled 10 twice, so it was like, that gun's dead, that gun's dead.
Exactly. I would have split it like 2 into each, but I wasn't in range of the third one.
Just
otherwise,
being outside of 3 of both of these, you weren't able to get in. One thing I kind of noticed as I was going through, I could have possibly moved this a little further to get him into range of those 2 at least, because those spells ended up being huge.
Yeah.
So if you do go first, or in those situations where you're outside of 30, you can go and then get inside of 30
if
of
you're
those
taking
mages.
First.
Very, very important to do that, because I could have unbound one of those.
With something like Techless, I literally try to do that every game. Like, you know, take first, get into unbind range, so I have that auto unbind. But here, you know, same thing here. Trying to stop my spells. I only got them off with like 6s.
Yeah.
So
which you could 3 less attacks on all those dragons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, would have been.
I would have had to put everything into them. Probably still 1 lives, 1 or 2. But anyways, we're happy with how things turned out.
Yeah.
I scored 2 points. Just for my battle tactic, no objective yet, but you actually did score 3 on your turn because of the
killed
monster.
the monster. Yeah, we didn't realize, but.
But yeah, if you want to roll, we'll do low on this side.
Yep, and then high over here. Oh, so it's 2d6. So yeah, the first one is going to come down right with the flares and the dragon.
What we like to see. So that objective will be coming down right here.
Yep.
And otherwise, we can jump into priority for that too. That's a 6.
That's a 4.
It's meant to be. We're going to be going into Flesh Eater Torts, turn 2.
Sounds good.
The Flesh Eater's battle tactic is broken ranks. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon uses heroic leadership, and the Arch Warlock uses their finest hour. The Vargolf returns a Crypt Flare with Mustard Household. The Archregent fails Ferocious Hunger. The Ghoul King miscasts Black Hunger and takes 2 wounds. The Archregent casts Emerald Life Swarm, healing 1 wound on the Crypt Flayers. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon casts Malefic Hunger. The Crypt Flayers scream at and kill the clan rats. The unit of 3 flayers deal 3 wounds to the Arch Warlock. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon kills the Warp Grinder and deals 2 damage to the rattling gun. The Arch Warlock spends a Warpstone Spark and uses more Storm Cage, but does no damage. The Crypt Flayers kill the rattling gun. The Arch Warlock uses all of defense, but the 3 Crypt Flayers finish him off. The Flesh Eaters control 1 objective and achieve their battle tactic, scoring 4 points.
Flesh Eater Torts, turn 2. We're still angry about that turn 1 Terrorgeist kill.
Yeah.
As you can see, getting our revenge, clearing everything over here on this side of the board now. The shots, so weird, hitting low bravery stuff with those shots, because I'm used to doing that 1 to 2 wounds with the unit. Here I did 19 shooting.
Without like even fretting, just like, well, 2 more and he's dead.
I rolled pretty average.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy. You only spiked like 1 of them.
Yeah.
4 bravery, and it doesn't add to characteristic. There's no...
Yeah, so I was ripping through them, then I got to charge in. There were only, the 2 little the gun and the warp grinder, and then your hero left, and I could have double activated, didn't need to. Not a bunch of mortals to finish off the hero in combat.
Yeah, I was hoping with all defense, and best day, he was on a 2-up with a 5-up ward, so I was like, he might live here as long as you don't roll sixes
on the
to hit.
Yeah.
And the mortal wounds is what killed him.
Yeah.
But the even better part is the rattling gun just didn't go down to the dragon doing like full activation.
I know. I didn't bother doing any buffs to him or whatever. But that's just how it goes. I did split my attacks, so I killed the warp grinder, but left him on 1
You
wound.
rolled 4 ones to wound, reroll wounds into 3 ones with something else.
So that was pretty poor, but makes for a good story.
Yeah.
Here though, I do claim the objective, obviously, and control this. And that's really the main thing right now. I'm scoring 2 points for that. I get 2 points for my battle tactic, so I'm up 6-2.
Yep.
6-3.
3, yeah.
And we'll be jumping into Skaven turn.
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it.
The Skaven battle tactic is Broken Ranks. Lord Skreech uses Heroic Leadership, which the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist fails. The Screaming Bell releases an Apocalyptic Fume, dealing 2 damage to the ghouls and 2 damage to the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist. The Screaming Bell casts Mystic Shield, but is unbound. The Screaming Bell casts Crack's Call, but is unbound. Lord Skreech fails to cast the dreaded 13th. Lord Skreech fails to cast Arcane Bolt. In the shooting phase, Skreech deals 2 damage to the ghouls. The Storm Vermin use Forward to Victory but fail their charge. The ghouls use All Out Defense and Lord Skreech uses the Rat King. Lord Skreech kills the ghouls. What a bully. The Skaven achieve their battle tactic with the monster scoring 3 points.
Okay, so back from Skaven turn 2. A couple big decisions with Veins of Gur is where the stars are going to come down turn 3. So that one coming there just couldn't be a better spot for you. And with all of that, like the 6 flayers, 3 flayers, Vargolf, and the dragon, there's no way I can...
I tried to pack it tight.
Yeah, I can't throw him into there in the 10 Storm Vermin and expect to come out of that fight in any better position than I would be in. So I was either going to keep some models around here in case the comet comes here and I get turned, then I can sneak a point, but it's probably going to come down to later scoring, as these ones usually do in turn 3, 4, and 5. So I've kind of put my eggs a little bit into the basket of hoping that they come to this side. The last few times we've played, they ended up just being
in a row,
all in the same side.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that the gods are going to change that. I had 8-inch charge with the clan rats, 9-inch charge because I teleported the storm vermin through here, failed the 9, failed the 8, re-rolled it, failed it again. I was going to even just zap them, but I wanted to keep the 8-inch charge, just really hoping to kill some ghouls. And then, like I said, just kind of move here. Because if I get turned and the comet come here, and even on your side, there's a good chance I'm going to be getting there.
Yeah.
Broken ranks went off just barely. Somehow, just through the amazingness of dice, I almost didn't kill 6 ghouls with Skreech with +1 to hit and reroll 1s to wound. Yeah, to the wound, I think I killed it, right?
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
just
1 or 2 extra maybe, like, but very close.
So thank God I got that. So I'm gonna get my 2 points for the battle tactic, and then 1 for doing it with the monster.
Yeah. So don't hold the objective, but all that considered, scoring 3 points is solid.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess then we're just looking to see where the veins pop up. So if you we'll go low end on this side, high end on that side. You can do yours first.
I'm gonna roll the normal red die, my normal die, so I'll probably roll like a 4. Right
That's
in the
a
middle.
7 right in the middle.
Okay.
Not the best,
No.
but not the worst. Then me. That's a 6, so it's coming down over here.
Nice.
So-
Okay.
So not exactly what you were hoping for, but could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. 2 6s would have been money right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't complain about that. I can still use this gnawhole, so I'll still be able to. But now it's, priority is obviously
Yeah, the
a
next
bit bigger.
stage. So
I tried the Season of War dice against you last time, didn't work, so.
that's a 6
God.
again.
Apparently Jordan can roll priority.
And that's a 1 for Ridge, so tables have turned. It's the fancy clothes. Every time you come here overdressed.
It's hat meta.
And the hat. I ran upstairs to grab the hat right before the game started.
So suit meta beats no hat meta, but hat meta beats suit meta.
Yeah, so with that, we'll be jumping into Flesh Eater Torts, turn 3.
Yep.
The Flesh Eater battle tactic is aggressive expansion. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon uses Heroic Recovery, healing 3 wounds, and Skreech uses their Finest Hour. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon casts Malefic Hunger. The Archregent fails to cast Ferocious Hunger. The Ghoul King casts Black Hunger on the Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon. The Archregent casts Arcane Bolt. The Crypt players scream at and deal 6 damage to the Screaming Bell. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon uses Titanic Duel and Lord Skreech roars. Lord Skreech uses all-out defense, but the Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon kills him. The Screaming Bell deals 2 damage to the Crypt players. The Crypt players use all-out attack and deal 3 wounds to the Screaming Bell. The 3 Crypt players deal another 1 wound to the Screaming Bell. The Flesh Eaters control 3 objectives and achieve their battle tactics, scoring 11 points.
All right, so Flesh Eaters turn 3, going pretty well for me here. Obviously happy with the outcome. You roared my zombie dragon, which was huge, not letting me pile in attack twice, either with him or on any of my other units. Didn't matter because I killed him in the one shot with Titanic Duel actually being clutch for the +1 to hit. Like, honestly, pretty much doubled my output probably in terms of what my rolls were.
3 of the 3 mods going through of the 4. I needed 4 ups. I made 1 of 4, 3d6 damage, and you rolled decent. Yeah.
And then your Screaming Bell does survive, though. Again, I wasn't able to do a double pile-in with any of those units because they weren't wholly within range of any of the heroes that could use command abilities. And it has to be from a hero because it's an old book one, so they can't use it themselves. Might have been a reason to throw my Vardolf up there, but I was playing safe in terms of leaving him back here just to zone you out.
Yeah.
Try and clinch the game in terms of just scoring points. and just getting too far ahead, which was the goal, which I do a great job of here. I hold the 2 objectives I needed to from a battle tactic and score 3 points for all 3 of the objectives, scoring me 11 points this round.
Yep.
Now, again, we do know the scoring is big. The late, could get 15 on the last turn, 17 with your battle tactic, but taking out a few pieces
out
here.
is huge. The damage and the rattling guns and the hammers are pretty much dead.
Yeah, so it's going to be a tough one here, but we'll jump into Skaven turn 3 and see what you're able to
summon
out.
And summon a Verminlord
Yeah,
is what
we'll
we'll
see.
do.
All right, let's do it.
The Skaven battle tactic is Conquer. The Screaming Bell uses heroic recovery and heals 1 wound. The Ghoul King heals 2 wounds. The Screaming Bell's Peal of Doom releases deafening peals, dealing 2 damage in total. The Screaming Bell casts Crack's Call, but does no damage. The Screaming Bell casts Arcane Bolt, but is unbound. The ghouls use all of defense, but the Doom Wield kills 5 of them. The clan rats use Forward to Victory, but fail their charge. The Doom Wheel kills 2 crypt ghouls. The Crypt Flayers use Feeding Frenzy and finish off the Screaming Bell. The Storm Vermin deals 7 damage to the ghouls. The Skaven control 1 objective and achieve their battle tactic to score 5 points.
Okay, so, moral of the story, did not summon the Verminlord. No, I did pretty much everything I can just to get some points here. Took Conquer. So I had a good chance of being able to just run those guys on and then hoping the Doom Wheel did some type of damage, which it did, I think 6 or so.
Yep.
Without more and more warp power, that's key on the Doom Wheel. It's obviously with reroll hits and wounds. But still, did some damage, charged in here, killed some more here. But the big one was I was actually possibly able to take this point back if I was able to make a 9-inch charge. Had the reroll, failed it still. But, that would have got me 6 points, stayed in the game. If I would have got turn, you're still probably going to kill them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with the double pile in.
And in your shooting phase, they're 4 bravery, so they're dead right away. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? This is still would be a very, very uphill battle. Yeah. But, yeah, I just obviously losing. If you lose your hammers in Star Strike, that is the key to Star Strike. Keep your hammers alive.
You gotta play for the late game.
Play for the late game. Score your late game, so that's your best way you could, And this one I knew right away, it's like, okay, this is going to be turn 1, turn 2, we're going to be killing each other.
Tough matchup here.
Yeah, and with the bravery, it is kind of, even taking that Terrorgeist down turn 1, which was pretty good, deep strike and the rattling guns, just
you have to commit everything, and your low saves, low bravery, I just chew through it so fast. Yeah, a different style of Skaven list could possibly do better. Well, we had a good matchup before that Skaven won in 2.0 in this matchup, but at the time
Storm Fiends and
Storm Fiends shooting me off as well. It was like knife to the heart. Yeah. So that played to your advantage.
And I had a 40 brick of Plague Monks back then. Yeah, it was some different stuff. Yeah. That was the one where we were just like dancing around the whole time, and I just was shooting with the Storm Fiends. But yeah, it's the bravery thing against Feck is is tough for sure. So after all of that being said, I'm gonna score Conquer for 2, and then I'm gonna score 3 for the objective. So I'll score 5. So it'll be 18, 11. Yep. And then I guess we can just roll priority to C, but it's still gonna be like a crazy uphill battle. I don't know, just
That's a 6.
Yeah, 3. Another 6.
3 6s in a row. That's all you need. At this point, I don't think we need to play it out.
Definitely not.
Really, winning priority here gives me the chance to hit back now before you're doing anything. Flayers are going into...
It's just a full table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Flayers, well, not full table. I mean, you might have like your Stormvermin left.
Yeah, 10 Stormvermin.
But, I mean, they can teleport, which is something. But regardless, I'm taking out your clan rats. I'm scoring 4 points for all of these this round.
Yep.
There's no way I'm not taking this with a double pile in. I already have that one. 12 points. Even if you have 10 even if you can teleport and take a point, that's going to store you for that's going to store you 4 or 5 points if you get the double.
Yeah.
9 points isn't enough to come back.
You're going to score 15 in turn 5 for sure.
Yeah.
And then you're scoring, most likely, you're going to score at least 12 turn 4.
So lots of rats were chewed up this game.
Many rats were chewed up, yes. I was talking like a little bit about the bravery and just being able to kill. I don't think that's like the biggest deal. Obviously,
it's huge actually with the shooter. I did 19.
Yeah, 19
with the flayers. 19
Yeah.
damage. So that was huge.
And rattling guns being 4. The rat ogres are actually only, I think, 4 or 5 bravery unless you have the molder hero to give them double bravery wholly within 12. So yeah, there's like just the mortal wounds is.
They were doing like double the mortal wounds, if not triple, than the damage they were doing in combat.
Yeah, even
because
the bell
I was only
too.
getting 4 in. Like
the bell is 6 bravery too, something you don't really think about too much.
So I was chipping a couple mortal wounds down on it. You had your 5 ups, but wasn't enough.
Yeah, I was thinking the shooting because normally, against these feck kind of lists, shooting is really good, but certain types of shooting, like
yours is such short range with these guys.
Yeah.
And you're only screening out with clan rats and not screening out outside of my shooting. Like it's just too danger close.
Yeah, and you can easily get in there. And even if I was thinking if I give you first, so I was thinking about giving you first, like staying someone in, but you get both of those dragons in. You got one because you were outside 30, so you would have got the run and charge spell off. So you would have got this dragon into here. Could feeding frenzy kill the rat ogres? This one into here. Then I still have the deep strike. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's. I just thought killing
game.
one dragon, I'm like, that's going to be a good start, which I did.
Yeah.
And I guess in the priorities, obviously that's winning.
Yeah.
If you
have 1 turn 2 priority, it gives you a chance to shoot into the Ghoul King.
Yep.
If you don't kill him, it's at least bracketing him. And that could, mean you're surviving better. Yeah, even turn 3 priority. This is the opposite of our last Fett game with the Corn Fett matchup.
Yeah.
Now, all the priorities were coming to the Flesh Eaters, so they were able to get in, do the damage, not take too many hits back.
Yep. It's a scary day when Jordan is winning lots of priorities, people. So that.
Yeah, well, it worked out here, so I'm not complaining. Obviously, I'll take all the 6s I can get on priority rolls.
Yeah, just do that on the weekends,
yes,
and we'll be
that's
laughing.
what's important at events.
Yeah.
But otherwise, just wrapping things up. Final thoughts. I've played Blizzard Skin before, and that was actually my preferred sub-faction in AOS 2. And obviously, it performed really well here. The Ghoul Kings riding the big beasties are like. We saw in the corn game, was doing no damage with the bear terror dice.
Yes.
Here, a Ghoul King on zombie dragon and one on terror dice was great. The reroll wounds spell is awesome.
So good.
And I was getting it off every time, so I got pretty fortunate with my casting.
D6 damage is swingy, but when it's out even average or above it does a lot. It's a lot of damage still.
Yeah. Especially I was on +1 attack here, +3 earlier in the games. And Blister Skin is so fast, right? Moving 16, I kept forgetting to do it with my heroes and ghouls, but makes my heroes move 8. The flares moving super fast as well. I didn't end up using the teleport at all just because of how kind of the tempo of the game went.
You're already fast enough. It's
exactly. I was getting close enough to everything where there was no real need for me to teleport anywhere. But Feck, so enjoyed playing this Feck list. And actually, again, just another thank you to Dayton. Party at the All Points. Check those guys out. Podcast everywhere. Spotify is where I listen to them.
Yeah, me too. They're on Spotify, but it's on a bunch of stuff.
That's easiest.
Yeah, they're funny guys.
Yeah, definitely some characters. But otherwise, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this match. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And join the premium membership if you want to go a step further, get access to more battle reports, and all that good stuff. But otherwise, we'll see you guys soon in another battle report.
Have a good week, guys.